Hey guys, it's ExandShadow, and welcome back to Let's Play Banjo-Tooie. In the last part, we finished up what we could finish up of, what's that level called? Jolly Roger's Lagoon. We finished up all we could of Jolly Roger's Lagoon for the moment, and now in this part we are going to be unlocking level 5, World 5, whatever you want to call it. Well, actually, no, not whatever you want to call it. It does have a name, and that name is Pterodactyl Land, and if you call it something else, then you're wrong! Anyway, did I have a point? No, well, no, actually, I didn't have a point. I'm just sort of rambling, because we've seen this little mini-game spiel before. This is sort of where the puzzles not necessarily become harder, but definitely more annoying, because as you can sort of tell, it's kind of getting a little bit harder to tell where the pieces are supposed to go just due to the textures alone. I mean, it's just your basic Rocky Canyon type area here. So, you know, it's just like, how do you tell one rocky piece of wall from another rocky piece of wall, you know? It's sort of hard to distinguish where each piece is supposed to go just from the wall textures. And it's a little bit more annoying in this puzzle map than some of the other ones because there's very few distinguishable landmarks that they show on the screen. Like, there's that little rampway that you could use to get a good sense of where each piece is supposed to go, so, you know, if you keep an eye on that, you know, you wait for that to come around so you can get a better idea of where each piece is supposed to be, you know, that's good. But for the most part, you're sort of gonna have to rely on more trial and error. You know, I think this is supposed to where it's supposed to be, so I just gotta try everything sort of stuff. It's getting a little bit more difficult, which I guess makes sense, because after Jolly Roger's Lagoon, you know, we're getting into the second half of the game here now. Pterodactyl Land, well, I shouldn't say we're not in the second half of the game just yet. I mean, this is the second half as it comes to levels, but still at this point, unless if you got really lucky with Jinjos, you shouldn't have more than half of the Jiggies in the game by this point. And goddamn, did you really have to punch his teeth out, man? Those things never grow back. And now he's just like a dinosaur statue old person with dinosaur statue dentures that probably don't even fit right and have this weird gross stuff that makes it stick to your gums. Ew. Yeah. Man, I'm getting really off topic. I guess that's just what happens when you have to grab into the... Man, I can't even talk right now. That's just what happens when you grab into the bottom of the commentary barrel as you're watching backtracking into the new areas. Anyway, this is Pine Grove, as you might remember, but in order to unlock the next section of the Yellow Hags, you're going to need to jump into this water and actually use the Talon Torpedo from Jolly Roger's Lagoon. So, no, that's not a level that you can skip in its entirety. You're going to, at the very least, go in there and find the Talon Torpedo ability if you want to continue on with the rest of the game. So, yeah, you're going to need to take a dive if you're going to want to go get that. But anyway, this looks awfully familiar, doesn't it? It's another one of those digger tunnels, and the music's... Oh, wait, it's Klungo. Hi, Klungo. I don't remember if I said this back when you fought him the first time, but yeah, you fight Klungo 3 times, and this is the second time out of 3rd. However, the thing is that he's not really that much more difficult this time than he was the last time, and depending on what potion you got the first time and second time, he's arguably easier. Well, not even arguably, he can just potentially be flat out easier the second time you do it than the first time or the third time. It just depends on your luck. And with my lucky, I did manage to get the easiest Klungo potion right now. This is his big spell. Basically, he turns big and then he'll, like, try to punch you or something. Thing is, however, as soon as he gets big, if you attack him with anything, make it a roll or a peck or whatever, he'll shrink right back down and go back to throwing his little dinky potions at you. So yeah, this is by far the easiest Klungo match, because when he does his little clone thing, or his, I think the clones was the one we fought right back in Spiral Mountain. But with that, at the very least, there was a chance that you could get the wrong one. And with his next potion, you know, it's possible that you might lose track of him, but here, you see exactly where he is. As soon as his invincibility frames run off, you get a very, very, very clear and easy shot at him. So yeah, there's like no reason to ever lose to Red Potion Klungo. It's arguably one of the easiest bosses in video game history. It's just... damn, it's pathetic. Which is a shame too, because at the very least, if it was a longer fight, I would have been able to hear more of Klungo's amazing boss music. But, oh well, that's what YouTube extensions are for. I can listen to that for 30 minutes if I want to. Anyway, here we've got our next new area of Isle of Hags, Wasteland, which is actually one of the last areas in the game. Or, well, overworld areas, I should say. There's only one more after this, even though there's 4 more levels to go to. Yeah, there's going to be a lot more backtracking to go to other levels. Like, for example, the last level in the game is in here. We just can't get to it yet. And the 8th level, second to last level, is all the way back in Clifftop. So yeah, there's only one more level. Well, I guess 2 if you count the final level, but that doesn't really have any jiggies in it. But there's really not too much left to explore when it comes to the overworld. So that's a good thing, I guess. Anyway, there will always be one Jinjo and one Minjo, and you can tell which one's which just by doing what I did and shooting ice eggs at it. Or if you like getting hit, you could just walk up to it and see which one turned alive and started trying to attack you. But, you know, I like to take the safe route, and it's not like I'm ever going to be using those ice eggs for anything else anyway, right? Yeah. Anyway, I recommend grabbing those music notes while you're here, just so that you can get them out of the way, because I like to grab things as soon as they become available. They're right next to the entrance of another level, so if you're going for like super duper speed run, and you don't want to waste even seconds, you might want to grab them there. But for the most part, if you're just trying to play this game normally and you don't want to forget about anything, I recommend grabbing those as soon as you enter the wasteland. But that, again, that's just what I think. If you disagree, well, I can think that you're wrong and you won't give a shit. Anyway, Pterodactyl Land. I love Pterodactyl Land for one reason and one reason only. Dinosaurs! Have you ever noticed how games don't have nearly enough dinosaur-themed stages? Because dinosaurs are fucking awesome, man. I don't know about you, but when I was like in elementary school, I ate up dinosaur stuff. I watched Jurassic Park all the time. Anytime, okay, I should say every time a TV show went to a dinosaur episode, because every TV show did do that. You know, just like, dinosaurs, yeah! And it's just like, dinosaurs are cool. There needs to be more stuff about dinosaurs, because they're just like, they're dinosaurs. Even the name sounds cool. But yeah, Pterodactyl Land is a dinosaur-themed level, and just aesthetically, I really love that, because it's, again, it's one of those level motifs that you don't see an awful lot in games. And it's just, I love Banjo-Tooie for thinking outside of the box with its level design in that way. However, we just got a new ability outside of Pterodactyl Land, and I just used it to blow up that caveman dude, so I guess I should explain how that works. Those are the Clockwork Kazooie eggs. Basically, you shoot one, and it becomes like a little remote-controlled Kazooie bomb. Like, you control a little robot Kazooie, and it runs around for, like, I think 10 or 20 seconds. And once you get it to where you want it to be, you can either wait for the timer to go out, or you can press the B button to explode it on command. Now, there's a lot of different puzzles that they use with this, but the most important one you're going to want to think about right now as you enter the level, and it's the one that I just did with the caveman dude, is you gotta kill those caveman dude with the Clockwork Kazooie eggs. The thing about them is that they've got armor on everywhere in front of them except their backs, and they'll always face you. So if you're facing them from the front and you try to walk around them in a circle, it will always position itself so that its armored side is in between you and its weak spot. So the only way to hurt it is to stand in front of its armored side and then turn on a Clockwork Kazooie egg and have that walk behind them and blow them up. There's, I think, 5 of those guys in the level as a whole, and I'll be showing off where each one of them is as I go through the level, so don't worry, I'm not going to be skipping one or anything. But you can get them in any order you want, you just have to get all of them, and the Jiggy will drop wherever the last one is, so don't worry too much about that. Anyway, what I got there was a empty honeycomb piece, as you might know, but the easiest way to get it is to use those sprint shoes to pick it up. You can walk across the water with those if you don't remember from last level, and then grab it real easily. There is a flight pad that you can unlock in this level, and that works just as well to getting that, but I feel like it's just a little bit more convenient to use the speed shoes on it. just because, one, if you're flying around, you're usually planning on doing some other stuff, so taking a detour to grab that would usually mean landing, and that would mean going all the way back to the flight pad, which is on the other side of the level, and that just sucks. And so yeah, I don't really recommend doing that. And, you know, the speedy shoes aren't really used for anything else, so, you know, you just want them to not be used for the rest of the level. You know, you want their existence to go unfulfilled, man. They're fucking shoes, dude. You can't let them just stand there moving around in their magical walkie circle forever. You know, you gotta let them do what they gotta do, man. Let them make you run real fast for like 10 seconds and then disappear into the ether, never to be remembered again. Isn't that a better life for them, don't you think? That's what I think. Actually, it's not what I think. I'm just trying to make a joke. Your interpretation, whether or not it's actually funny. Anywho, this is probably... Oh, sorry, I thought that was the Globo. No, that's a Cheeto page. Yeah, that one is kind of easy to miss. And again, if you don't want to deal with this whole grip grab thing, you could theoretically fly there. But it's just easier, I find, to do the grip grab thing, you know. Less backtracking in general. Yeah, the Globo itself is, again, really close to Mumbo's house. You know, it's nothing that you'd have to put any real effort into finding. Which I guess is a sort of underutilized aspect of the Globos. I mean, I guess they could make them a little bit more difficult. But honestly, I'd rather just have them make Mumbo and Humba's abilities available from the start. But they do have a couple of puzzles involving the Globo. Well, I shouldn't even really say that. There's not really any puzzles involving the Globos. The only thing I can really think of is the Mega Globo, but then again, you don't really need to have a specific creature for that case. You know, it's just normally you don't need something, but then one could say super special spell, get magic thingy, and then you could just find the magic thingy, you know. It's just a little bit of redundancy. It's just, that's one thing that people complain about this game, and is that there's too many things to collect that don't ultimately do anything. And while I disagree with that for the most part, the Globos are a case in where that complaint is true, because really the Globos is just busy work. Granted, it's busy work that takes all of 15 seconds 9 out of 10 times, but, you know, still, it does fall into that definition, so I guess I should give credit where it's due, or I guess I should point that out when it actually applies to the situation is probably a better way of putting it. Anyway, Mumbo. Mumbo's ability in Pterodactyl Land is to make things bigger. And sometimes smaller, but most of the time just make them bigger. Now, Mumbo has 3 uses in this level. You use him once there on his, like, little stepping stones in order to make it easier to get to and from his house. You know, that's pretty straightforward, though I don't know why they had you do that in the first place. The second time right here is to make Humba's hut bigger. Now, you use this in order to make it bigger because when Wumba's hut is bigger, it actually transforms you into a different thing than when it's small. And you're going to need to bring Mumbo back in order to make it small at some point because you do need to use both transformations if you want to get everything in the level. And there is one more thing you can do with Mumbo, but I'm not sure if I do that at this point. Basically, we have to find a dinosaur and make it bigger, and it's generally in this area, so I recommend going out of your way to do that right after you go and make Humba's hut bigger. But that's not what I'm doing because I want to do everything in order, because of course I want to do everything in order because, you know, I'm dumb. Wait, actually, I know why I didn't do the dinosaur enlargement thing now. I wanted to show off that entire side quest all at once, because just for the ease of making the playthrough a little bit easier to follow. And doing it all at once would mean starting off with the easiest ones, which would mean being Banjo for that part, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what was going through my mind when I recorded this. I recorded this months and months and months ago. Way farther back than I had intended to have recorded this. You know, if I hadn't been such a dipshit about recording parts, this playthrough would probably be over by now. But, you know what? No sense in dwelling on the past too much. Anyway, I'm not going into the transformation. Oh, wait. Oh, I know what I'm doing right now. I am opening up the train station for this level. Yes, this is the level where we really start using the train station for some puzzles. We unlocked it in Glitter Gulch mine, and we've used it a little bit in Witchy World, but now that we've got Pterodactylin and the cliff top open, we have enough locations opened with the train station to actually use it for some rather interesting puzzles. And I like the train puzzles for what they are, so I'll make sure to expand on that next time. Or, well, I should say next time we use the train so that we can talk about it. And, yeah, because it's worth talking about. And also, yeah, that rock formation's definitely a penis. Rare, rare, rare. What are we ever going to do with you guys? Anyway, next time on Banjo-Tooie, I think we're going to be doing more... Oh, I know what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be starting the Dinosaur Family side quest, which is the side quest that I was talking about with Mumbo and the enlarging the dinosaur thingy. Yeah, we'll do that next time. I'm ExandShadow, and I'll see you guys later.